break down the Friday workout. Today we will have a dedicated strength and skill portion, and we will also have a dedicated get after it portion. So let's start from the top with the strength and the skill. So we'll have 3 5-minute EMOMs of different movements, all from the snatch and overhead squat family. So the first 5-minute EMOM is a power snatch and an overhead squat. PYOP, pick your own poison. So try to make sure that the challenge of the weight matches your skill and strength in that movement. So let's talk about the setup, because that's the most important part of the lift. With the setup, we go feet hip width, we go hands wide, we go butt low, we go chest up. We create as much tension as we can before we bring that barbell off the floor. Let's also make sure that we don't yank the barbell with our arms, but rather we rise smoothly, okay? So we rise smoothly. It should not be an aggressive, violent pull off the ground. Smooth. As it gets into that mid-thigh region, near that hip crease, we're going to scoop that barbell into our hips, and it's going to graze. It's not going to bang, it's going to graze, staying in a nice vertical path. Okay, so we are slow to fast. We are smooth to explosive, generating as much speed, velocity, and momentum to get that bar overhead so that we can catch it in that power position. Okay, so let me show you the full motion right there. Okay, so I'm going from extremely powerful, aggressive, and explosive into as stable and rigid and sturdy as fast as possible. Okay, so I try to turn on that tension as soon as I get under that barbell. I'm simultaneously pushing my feet through the floor and pushing my hands through the barbell. That's going to create good stability and good synchrony with all my firing muscles. From here, I'm going to stand the weight up. So when we land in the power snatch, our feet should be ready to squat, but if you tend to starfish, which we don't want to see, but if you do, make sure you reset those feet and drill them into the floor. From here, we're going to establish active shoulders. We're going to brace our tummies, set our eyes forward, lock in on a target, and squat into full range of motion with the hips below the knees, and a nice booty clench. For the second EMOM, we will be adding a squat snatch into the mix. So 5-minute EMOM, 1 power snatch, 1 squat snatch. The same setup, the same pulling principles that apply to the power snatch will transfer over to the squat snatch, so no need to worry about that. But the difference is where we're catching it. So as the name implies, it is a squat snatch. We're catching it in the full squat. I really want you guys to make sure, even though it's all tension is always a big factor for us, make extra sure of that tension when you catch in that squat position, because the further we get into our squat, the more kind of lax and loosey-goosey and relaxed we tend to get. So we really have to turn on that tension, stiffen up that core as we catch that full squat snatch. I like to sit here for 1 Mississippi and really make sure I have good control, feet gripping, knees out, active shoulders, and then bring my hips all the way through, squeezing that booty at the top, making sure I have full control before I drop that barbell down. That's the second EMOM. Now let's get to the third EMOM. We will be focusing exclusively on the squat snatch. The squat snatch will technically allow us to lift a little bit heavier weight. That's not true for everybody, but for many of you, that's the truth, because you technically don't have to get the bar as high on the pole. Why? Well, because you do not have to catch it as high. On the squat snatch, you are catching in a full squat. So you technically only have to get the bar this high. Now, that doesn't mean we're not pulling with the same explosiveness and aggression, but it does mean that in many cases, we're gonna be able to lift a little bit heavier. For part B, things spice up a bit as we tap into the orange and the red zones. We'll be doing a 10-minute AMRAP with 3 different movements. Those movements are the dumbbell snatch, the devil burpee, and the double under. All 3 of these movements tend to spike the heart rate quite a bit, so be prepared for that and all of its spiciness. Let's remember on the dumbbell snatch that we start with the dumbbell back by the heels and finish with it all the way overhead. The same explosiveness that we did on the barbell snatches will apply to the dumbbell snatch, except the weight's a little bit lighter and the reps are a little bit higher. For the devil burpee, it's almost like a dumbbell snatch, except we add a burpee into it. Who doesn't love that? So burpee into any kind of ground to overhead. So you could do the snatch, or you could bring it to the shoulders and then push press it overhead. Third movement is double unders. It's only 15 today, so maybe a good opportunity for you to work on some skill. Try not to get tripped up. Let's make sure that we are light on our feet. We are relaxed through the arms, and we are calm with our demeanor. That's all I got for today, folks. I'm Coach Ty. I'm signing off. Peace out.